Hey, I'm Deleigh Hermes,
And I'm Rebecca Taurozzi.
and this is
The
Real
Real
Deal
Deal ATX. All right. So here we are today. How has everything been going since the last time we did our podcast?
It's been going really good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like everything is picked up. We launched the podcast finally. It's
Which
on
is
YouTube.
great.
It's freaking
Yes.
exciting.
Have you gotten any feedback? I've gotten some epic feedback.
Yeah, I have too. So I had a bunch of people say that it was funny,
Yeah.
which I was glad.
Yeah.
And that they really like how we like shooting the shit.
Yeah.
But my mom, she didn't like that I was dropping lots of F-bombs.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
she kept saying, and it's funny too, because moms, they first, they always got to say the one bad thing first.
Right.
Like, we know that as negotiators, you always lead with the good thing.
Always.
No matter
good,
what.
Then a bad thing, and then end with a good.
Right?
Right?
It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
I was like, so mom, what'd you think? Did you watch it? She was like, yeah, I did. It was great. Except for you said GD a lot. And I was like, GD? She was like, God damn it. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah. Did I?
I love that.
And then so I'm pulling up here today and I was chatting with her and I was like, okay, well, I gotta go. I'm here. We're about to do our podcast. And she was like, oh my gosh, have so much fun. She was like, it's awesome. I love it. Just no F-bombs and GDs.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, mom.
Yeah.
Sure.
I had a lot of good feedback also. Lots of friends who were like, I love it. You're so funny. I love y'all together. And I'm like, yes, we're the boss team. And then my mom called and, she watched it. She was the very last one to watch it, which is fine. And then she goes, well, and I knew this was coming just because I know my mom, right? She's always worried about what everybody thinks and worries that they don't know my sense of humor she's just always worried. And she goes, I really liked it. You looked pretty. And I'm like, oh, okay, mom. All right. So she did the good. And then she like honed in with the bad. But there was that one part. And I stopped her and I said, I don't care. And she goes, well, and I go, no. I don't care. And she goes, well, I just don't want people to think that you're, not smart or not nice. And I was like, Mom. And if anyone didn't see our first episode, I talked about my big giant boat car and how it was basically like the size of a living room that you could fit 20 people in. And then, like I'll continue. So I was like, Mom, if having intercourse, right? Like my mom says, sex, right? Like if having sex at 17 with my boyfriend of 4 years makes me not smart or not nice, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care. And so she told me, she was like, well, maybe it's just because I'm older. And I said, no, Mom. I go, honestly, any movie from like the old movies, right? Like Back to the Future even, or
Like Grease,
any of them, they all would go in the car, park at Lookout Point.
I know, right?
And mess around in the car. Like, what are your options?
Who did not mess around in their cars? What I want to know.
Right.
Tell me who.
I don't know who.
Because I don't think there is anyone who did.
Because the other option, which I feel like is less appropriate, would be in the house, in the bedroom when your parents are in the living room. Right? That's not okay. That would be not okay.
Right?
I get maybe in your house if no one's there, right?
Yeah, unless they come home.
Unless they come back home and catch you.
And you get caught.
But so the only option, I mean, I get like wait till you're married, but in all reality, and I'm not saying like, oh, if I did everything that everyone in my school did, but the school I was in the era of like, it was scary. Like there were 13-year-olds having babies. Like it
Right.
was, they made shows about it on MTV, right? So
yeah.
there maybe in her time, it was like, oh my God, nobody does anything. I feel like being 17 wasn't that bad.
No.
Right? Like,
No.
I don't feel like that was that bad. Doesn't make me not nice and definitely doesn't make me not smart.
Right?
I feel like I'm pretty fucking smart.
I know some Playboy bunnies that are freaking killing it.
Yeah.
So they gotta be smart in some way, right?
Somehow. I don't know. And so then I teased her and I said, well, Mom, what I'm going to do is talk about SCX on every single episode going forward.
I know, right?
Because like it shouldn't be such a
taboo. No, everyone
thing.
does it.
But I don't feel like
You know that book, Everybody Poops?
Oh, I've never seen
Everybody fucks. So, you know, it's just part of life, right?
I do have several children. I am married. I've been married several times. So, like, I'm just, you know, I'm past that point. I'm old. I'm 43 now, and
It's not old.
I don't really give
Care.
a fuck.
I know.
If someone likes me or doesn't like me, I know I'm a good person. I know I'm smart. I know I work hard.
You work so
and
hard.
so I really don't. I don't know.
And you're a great friend.
I really try
Such
to
a
be.
great friend.
I really try to be. And I really do have a moral compass.
Definitely.
You know, I
yeah.
don't feel like I'm
I wouldn't have partnered with you if you
I know. Right? It was some kind of weirdo. Yeah. So it was funny. Other than that, and then I told my dad about it and I was like, yeah, did you hear Mom griping at me? Because I was joking around about the big boat of a car.
We're 40s.
Yeah. And I'm like,
we still like listen to our parents be like, honey, why would you do that?
yeah. And I was like, and he was like, who cares? Like he knew I was joking around and just,
right.
It's my personality to
Yeah.
just say whatever is funny at that
Seriously.
moment. And so, yeah.
Whenever I got here, and my mom was like, I don't say the GD word. And I was like, Mom. I was like, you know, lying's bad too, right? She started cracking up.
My mom
She's like,
doesn't
"I
say bad
don't."
words.
I'm like, that's all right. It's okay. I was like, I'll work on it. Can't make any promises though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
Love
Not
you.
sorry. The
Just gonna let it flow. But you know, I feel like we're in our FAFO era.
yeah.
Like, I just don't give a shit anymore about people caring about what other people think about me.
Yeah.
You know, just
Because you're never going to have a time in your life when every single person likes what you have to say,
right.
likes what you do.
Yeah.
Never. And so as long as I know I'm being a good person and I'm doing what I'm supposed to, and then I don't really care what anyone else thinks. And I think that, and I've raised my kids that way. You know, I've raised them to be like good people, caring, kind, but also be proud of who you are.
Yeah, 100%.
And don't, like, if someone, my mom, she used to, I love my mom, but she's so worried about what people think all the time. She doesn't say bad words unless she's really mad at us. And then she's like, you're being a bitch. And I'm like, oh, never me though. Just kidding. And, me half the time. And so, and then my sister, the other half, it's what it is. And, but when we would be like at a family gathering, definitely at a family gathering, we'd be sitting around and talking, and I'd be talking to people, and I would look over to her and she would just be like, and I'm like, so I'd stop and I'd be like, is my mom having a stroke? Like, what's happening right now? And I would be like, Mom, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing. I'm like, well, why are you shaking your head? No. Like, did I say something wrong? She's like, no. Like, she's just preemptively afraid of every word that's coming out of my mouth.
You're unfiltered.
I am.
Which I love.
But not in, like, I can read the room, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
if I'm
100%.
talking to the council members for TREPAC. I'm not like, well, what the fuck is going on with zoning? Like, I can, you read your room. And
Right.
so if I was ever at like my grandma's house or my aunt's house, depending on what side of the family I was on, like my dad's family, well, if I was in front of my grandma, never, any grandmothers, I never would use bad words ever, right? Like, it's just, and so I
Respect
would,
thing, yeah.
yes. And so it was always really crazy that I could see in her eye just the fear, because she let us say bad words. Like when we were growing up, we never could say it in front of my dad, who cusses like a sailor. Now I can because I'm older, but like growing up, we were not. It was funny.
Chill.
She's so silly.
That's so
I'm like,
funny.
I try to like liberate her and be like, Mom, just not care. Just a little. Like it would be so relaxing for her not to constantly worry about what someone's thinking. And I'm like, that I just can't imagine living that way.
Right.
It would be not, I feel like not the happiest. I'm like everyone, and she loves that I'm like, she'll tell me like, I love that you are like that. I'm like, you should do it.
Yeah, you should try it.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I've
tell
been
him
that,
fuck off.
Yeah, I've been that way since I was a kid too.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't care what they think.
Yeah.
She's like, well, you don't want them to think you're a slut. I'm like, well, why would they think that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm like, I had one
Like, I
boyfriend
have
for 4 years. How does
right.
that make me a slut? Yeah.
No, it's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always never cared. I care more about morals.
Yes.
Like I want people to feel like I'm a moral person. Like I
Yes.
care in that way. But if you don't like that I say fuck, then like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's just how I roll. I don't
Yeah.
know. And yeah, read the room.
And it doesn't make me not smart. I think there is a study that was done that people who use who say bad words are actually more intelligent than people that do not.
Oh,
And I was
I'm
like,
winning.
no wonder I'm so smart. Just kidding. Got
Dude.
that down.
right?
Yeah.
So funny story. Talking about our FAFO era.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, which I hope you do know, let's fuck around and find out. Was so in the beginning of my career, I was so prim and proper, buttoned up, just, I never wanted to like step on anyone's toes or, I wanted to make a good impression. And I just was,
I wanted to be what a realtor looks like they are.
right. I mean, when you're first starting and you're selling like that first house,
Yeah.
you are extra,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just telling Rebecca the other day, like how far we've come and our confidence in our career, like in our zone and our clients, how we talk to our clients, how we conduct business with other agents. And so I moved brokerages over to Realty Austin Compass. And so, I sent out a mass email saying, hey, I've switched. Just want to let everybody know.
And that's what every realtor does, because you
Yeah.
want your contact information updated for other realtors, all your past clients, everything.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
a weird thing you did. It was what every single agent does when they move brokerages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to preface that with
This-
this story.
This agent who he's I don't even know if he still does business because I think it might be conflict of interest, but he's one of the owners of a major brokerage.
We won't say which one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the 3 owners of the brokerage. And I want to read this email.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Because I was blown away by his response. And it's really very hilarious. Okay, so I send the email and he responds to my email by saying, hey, Deleigh, thanks for the email. Why am I getting this? What action are you hoping I take after reading it? I'm like, bitch, fucking update my info.
Yeah. That it was very rude It's very,
It
it was very
so
rude.
So
It was so
anyways, I'm like, okay. So I said, well, I certainly wasn't expecting a response like this from you. I hope you're doing well. I'm excited for blank. She got an award from my old brokerage, which I still keep in touch with all of my friends from my old brokerages.
Yeah.
Because we're still going to do deals together.
It's a very
Like,
small
why
world.
would I not?
Realtors.
And I was like, we're still great friends. At least some folks from over there are still friends and happy for me no matter what. Rude? I don't know.
Yeah.
So he goes, thanks. That confuses me a little. Why were you surprised that I responded? My question was more about the messaging. Like, what action were you hoping that the recipients take after getting your email? I'm like,
To
again,
update my contact info, you ass. Yeah.
wait, what? So why this was so funny to me and like strange that he was taking energy out of his day to respond to me in this way was he was a person that literally had an hour-long class that talked about how your sphere is everything and that you should never pay for leads, that you should get every deal out of your sphere. And if you have 100 people in your sphere, then you should calculate 10 deals from that. And he had a formula and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this isn't making sense to me.
Yeah.
Why is this person wondering why I let him know I switched brokerages?
Right.
Like, was he being tacky that I'm at a different brokerage and no longer with him and he doesn't like that he got the email and he thought it was rude? Or what? Like, I have no clue.
Definitely not a rude email.
No clue.
Yeah.
So, a few more emails. Just hear me out.
No, I love it.
Hear me out.
I love this.
I said, from the person that taught me that our sphere is everything and this is where we get our business, I would think you'd be the last person to ask what you should be doing this with this information. It seemed appropriate to me to let my sphere know so that they can update my email information in your database.
Yeah.
Seems so normal to me. I don't know. I said, I've received over 20 emails, calls, and texts from agents, several of which were from your brokerage, actually saying congratulations and thanks. I'll update your info.
Yeah.
And he goes, got it. Sorry I let you down. And I said, it's okay. Most men do. LOL.
LOL. I love it.
So, it's like if this would have happened back in the day, I would have probably been shitting my pants and been like,
cried.
I'd have been like, why is he asking me this? Like, or what
Did
does
I
he
do
care?
it? Can I
Did I do
unsend?
something wrong? Yeah.
Unsend.
And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck at all. Like, either unsubscribe or say
update
I'll
my
update-
contact info.
I don't know.
Because something that we do as realtors, especially if we know another realtor in our contact does transactions, like let's say we have a commercial property and we know these 10 other commercial agents, doesn't matter what brokerage they're from, but we know them because we met them and we got their contact. Hey, you ever have anything you need help with? It's a small circle of people that we all kind of work around and work with. And so you would reach out to them and say, hey, this is a listing I have. So you always want updated contact information. You don't want to email and get it kicked back.
Right.
And I've had so many deals, referral deals from other agents come through. And so it makes no sense why this person at this top level
It's literally one of
was
the
acting like they were
co-owners.
confused with what was happening. What if he wants to recruit you to come to that brokerage again one day? He would need your actual email.
Right?
I don't know. Maybe.
So funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
It just came out.
To all the moms out there, we're sorry for our language. Something I've noticed, from the podcast, we've done a couple things that I noticed that I do is whenever I want to like tell, first of all, I'm very bad at memorizing a long sentence or long, poor Taylor.
Oh,
and then I was like, this is Taylor Smith. And I had just gotten his job title literally 1 minute before we started that podcast. And there was not a chance in hell I was going to get it right. And I was going to fumble it. And of course, I'm like, you go for it, Deleigh. I know she's so good at it. Whenever we made some commercials for TREPAC, Eileen she's like, y'all say da 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 da. And I'm like, not this one. I can't do it. I'll just smile and nod. And so and I would try. Anyway, I'm just not good at that. I needed more time. Can't do it off the cuff. And so I thought that if I just pointed, it would automatically go to Deleigh, but it didn't. It had me doing big eyes. Do it, Deleigh. Do it. And I'm like, of course. So from now on, I have to, on the podcast, no crazy big eyes to like let someone know. I'm just going to let it flow. Let it flow with no big eyes, no rolling eyes. I'm going to try not to roll my eyes. I realize I do that a lot.
That's all right.
I just got to be like, just close them. Just close them.
Dude. So funny. So I feel like with our FAFO theme,
Yeah.
we've had some like funny stories with clients.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good funny story episode
Yeah.
that goes along with the FAFO.
Yeah. We can do funny listing appointments, like things that clients think or say that have been funny. I had one listing that I went to, and I went to the house, and the house was beautiful. Newer, they had only lived there about a year. It was so great. My mom's not going to like this one. So I went in there, and I was like, how's everything going? Show me your house. I can't wait to see it. We start going through the house, and I don't judge anyone, right? What you do in your own home, that's all on you. But you are having a stranger come in your home. So, I mean, that just shows you they clearly don't give a fuck, right? And so, beautiful house. We're walking through. We get to their bedroom, and it is not stranger appropriate, right? Like I was like, oh, there were things hanging. I was like, wow, okay. So I'm walking to go to
the sheets over here. Okay.
So I'm like walking over to like go to look at their restroom, and I'm like dipping and dodging swings and stuff, and I'm like, whoa. So I'm like, this is great. This house is great. And they're like, what do you think we should do to get ready for photos and everything? And I'm like, well, I would say first we need to get all of this equipment removed from here. And they're amazing clients. I love them, right? They're really, they just do their thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was funny. And then at the very end, we're sitting there talking, and the wife had some plastic surgery, and I was like, I've I know lots of people have done that. I would be scared that like my body parts would like not look the same, like for like a boob job. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I could ever do it. I'd just be afraid. And literally without hesitation, she was like, well, let me show you. And just full
no way
titties. And I was like, oh yeah, no, they look
amazing.
They look okay. They look okay. She's like, does this make you uncomfortable? And I'm like, no. I mean, I have titties. You have titties. It's fine.
I would have been like, can I feel them? That's the test.
She was like, do you want to touch them? And I was like, no, I'm okay. And I'm like trying at that point just to like look her in the eyes. I'm like, big eyes. Then I have big eyes. I'm like, no, it's okay. No, they look good. She's like, see, there's no scar really. And and I was like, okay. And, and it was a long showing, because when I first meet with them, I'm talking about everything. So I'd been there probably like an hour and a half. I love them. They had like these plants that are so cute. Anyway, whole thing. And my husband's texting me, like, why are you still there? How long? And I'm like, when I go home to tell him this story, he's going to be like, yeah. So that was one of my funny listing stories. But I got the listing, sold the house.
Awesome.
Great. But they,
Where's
it was fun. It was in Georgetown.
Okay.
Not surprising.
Man.
Georgetown's a fun town.
So is Lakeway.
Yeah.
They're very fun over there too. I used to live over there, and there's quite a few swingers around.
Yeah.
And we got asked when I was with my ex, and I was like,
No, thank you.
probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. They like the upside. The pineapple thing is real.
Yeah. Have you ever gone on cruises? On a cruise?
Mm-mm.
That's the thing that I really wasn't expecting, but because you can decorate your doors, and people it's a thing on Amazon, like cruise decorations for swingers,
wow.
and it's like a whole thing.
Wow,
And
never
so
knew
whenever I was having to be like careful what I was purchasing for our door decorations, because it's me and all my family, and we don't do that, and I'm like, ugh. Me and Joe are not that. We're very territorial. It's just me and him. No one else allowed.
Yeah.
And so, that's the way I like it. And so, yeah, it's crazy on the boats.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I just never thought about it because I've never been on a cruise.
I love cruises.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been on one.
Do you have any fun listing stories?
I have more fun buyer stories. I did show a property the other day, or actually it was last year, that had a bunch of freaky deaky stuff in it. Crazy. And it had mirrors everywhere, and it had stripper poles in the room, and it had like this giant bed with all these handcuffs hanging off of it and everything. And I was like, oh wow. I was like,
they just left it all like that, even
they
for
left
the
it all. Yeah, no, it was like a whole spare room. It was like it looked like it was like a ballet room. Like it had
but
mirror,
not a ballet room.
but not. Yeah, and so it was like a big like flex space. They advertise it as a flex space. I was like, well, I mean, they are flexible, probably.
Yeah.
And so like we were like, oh. I said, look, guys, it's already set up for you. And then, like, I wrote the agent, and I thought it would be, like, a funny joke to joke about it.
Yeah.
I mean, not in an inappropriate way, just be like, oh, I didn't know they were so, exciting over there. And she
wasn't having it.
Didn't say shit.
So she had no sense of humor.
None.
It's tricky sometimes.
I know. They didn't want the house anyways, so it was fine. But I thought if I had that listing, I mean,
would you have marketed it that way? Like, hey,
I would have told them to take the
down
handcuffs down.
I had my clients take everything down. You're really you're really alienating the people who are going to buy. You're taking probably 75% of the market of buyers away from your listing.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I tell people, take religious stuff out of your home. Mm-hmm. Take
like the family photos. Sometimes I'm like, try to make it look like you don't have a pet living there. Like any personal thing people have, do, or want, or whatever, like depersonalize as much as you can, because you never know what's going to offend somebody. Well, and you just want them to be able to imagine like their stuff in there.
Yeah, it's going to be hard after the stripper pole room to picture a baby bed. Like a kid's room. You're like, what's happened in here?
I just sent a client, so we didn't think we were going to get this insurance claim for my buyers to fix the roof. And so, you know, during option, we're still kind of looking at other options. And I had sent her a photo, like a Zillow listing. And I'm like, how about this one, you guys? And it was a full on sex house.
What?
SEX house, excuse me.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
And no, I mean, it was funny. They cracked up, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was full on, like 4 beds in one room with all the things, like,
That's crazy.
and it was decorated. It was like, it looked like an Airbnb, but for sex parties, like that you could just rent it out and have a big, I mean, it was crazy. Like there's some
we
crazy
see crazy things as realtors.
I was like, how about this one, guys? Looks like a great option.
I was in Fredericksburg and I was looking, helping one of my clients look for an investment property. So they were going to basically make it an Airbnb. And so it was currently an Airbnb that they were selling. And anyway, and it was really eclectic. Like you went in and there was like a fun little room that had like weird little monkeys. And then another little room had like, it was cool. Like gold coloring and greens and emerald, you know, it was really fun. And then there was like an arrow that said, you know, look over there. And so you go to this like side of the room and it was like a pulley thing where you pull it and it had like a weird little like dungeon thing downstairs. But then when you got in there, creepiest vibe I've ever felt. Like,
really?
you know, when you like walk into a room and you're like, something's gross here. Yeah. And so
you can tell.
Yeah. And we went down there and it was it was a group of realtors and one of the realtors was kind of a weirdo. She was a little bit older. Doesn't make her a weirdo for being old. She was just weird. And we get down in there and she was like, this is where they probably take the children. And I was like, the fuck? And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And I was like, let's go, guys. This is weird down here. And then I leave, and literally the other 3, me and the 2 other women were like, what was she taught? Like, that's
You don't even
weird.
you don't joke about that.
about like that. It's
Not
so
when you're trying to sell a
gross.
house.
It was so gross and weird. And I was like,
weird.
oh God, I can't with this lady anymore. And so I was like, you know what? It's so far to drive back. Like, I think we ought to go. Like, I cut off the showings with her that moment because she weirded me out so bad. That was such a gross, weird comment to say.
It is.
And anyway, weirdo lady agent. There's weirdos out there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, truly. My friend had this listing in Onion Creek, and poor thing, like it was a hot mess. She did a really good job cleaning up the property and trying to make it show worthy, and the owners just would not work with her. It was like the husband was very controlling, like in a weird way. And the wife was just like latching on to the agent to like tell her all these crazy things that her husband like won't let her do and don't do. Like it was so odd. And then so like she'd go to have an open house, right? And the guy would be sleeping in his room.
What?
And she was like, hey, like what you doing, you know? And he was like, well, I'm just taking a nap. And she was like, well, we have an open house plan. He was like, okay. He's like, they can walk in here. Like,
what?
She was like, you can't sell a house with you here sleeping in your bed.
Yeah, what a weirdo.
Oh my gosh.
No, we deal with some crazy stuff.
Okay, you guys, I mean, whoever is listening,
Right?
if you want to list your home, it's very simple.
Yes.
Clean it, declutter, and just try really hard not to be there when you're showing.
Yeah.
Or having an open house.
And if you have dogs, don't
try and take them with you.
Yeah. It's
Or
trickier
kennel them.
It's trickier with cats when people have cats because cats don't like kennels.
They're elusive.
And yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky for me ever since my son's cat attacked me. I've never been afraid of cats. And then he got a shelter cat. And the first time I met it, it was fine. And it didn't really love me, but it was fine. And I was like, kitty cat, you know. I used to bring stray cats home. Like for walking, I had a friend whose mom's house we would walk by who had like 30 kittens all the time. And I would be like, Mom, this kitten followed me all the way home. Anyway, and so I'm not afraid of cats at all. I have two. And went over there one day, and my son like went out of the room, and I came in, I had my purse, and the cat was like underneath the table in the living room, and it was like, meow, and I was like, oh, hey, little kitty. And so like I just kind of like backed up, right? Like so it isn't afraid, it can run away and get the fuck out of my way. And when I turned around, it leaped onto the back of my pant leg and was like, wah, 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 and like ripping through my pant, like with its face. Like it was like biting me, like gnawing on me. And I was like, and I get it off, right? Which you can't, like I had to like kind of hit at it, you know, and then it jumped off and I like tried to walk away again. It jumped back on me. And it was like latched on with its paws like this.
Oh my gosh.
And like literally ripping holes, like ripped through my pants. I had two like major rips of my skin. I had to get antibiotics because the cat scratch fever. I mean, then I started watching like videos of like cat attacks. They can... I'm lucky it didn't scratch my face.
Yeah.
What if it would have fucked up this money maker?
I know, right?
Just kidding.
We wouldn't be partners.
I know, right? If I was all mangled
kidding.
from this fucking cat. And now I'm afraid of cats. And it seems like half of the homes I show have cats in them. I'm like, oh, hey, kitty. I'm like, show yourself around. You know? And I'm like, against the wall. Don't make eye contact with it. And they're like, meow. And I'm like, you know, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not a weirdo. Normal cats I'm not afraid of, but who knows if that cat's gonna fucking attack me.
I know. That's crazy.
Then my son told me that I went into the cat space. Your mom, you went into, and then I like ran out of the door, right? And he was like, just come back in. I'm like, there's not a chance. I never went back into his house with that cat. And like he ended up moving out of that apartment. And he was like, can you come help me move? I'm like, where's the cat? And he was like, it's here. And I was like, well, then no, I fucking cannot get attacked by that cat again. I'm not going to do it. So now I'm kind of afraid of cats.
I have not been attacked by a cat in that way. Glad I haven't.
I think it smelt my cats on me, maybe. Because he was like, it never attacks anyone else. But then he also told me, he doesn't walk down the hall with the cat behind him. And I'm like, why not?
Time to get rid of the cat.
I'm like, usually, he's like, if sometimes I'm laying there, I have to call his, he used to be dating this girl. I have to call her and she has to come get the cat. Because if I just like get cat, like then would attack him.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, how about you open the door and throw a little catnip out there and then shut your door and let that feral cat run free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm afraid of cats in houses, but because you can't kennel them.
No, you can't. But dogs
you can. Please kennel them.
Come across some rabbits, some turtles, some snakes.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a giant turtle in a backyard.
That was like the tortoise?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, look at the big turtle in the backyard. And they were like, yeah, it's been here for a long time. And I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I had a friend who had one of those big tortoises.
Yeah.
I wonder if she still has it.
They live forever.
They're going to live longer than us.
Yeah.
They're like dinosaurs.
How fun would it be to have one in the backyard? Like just chilling out there, walking around.
You can. My dog's enough for me. My dog is freaking crazy.
Yeah. You heard mine today whenever it wouldn't shut up.
Uh-huh.
Anytime I try to go away from her, even in the house, like if I put her in her kennel, she's like, let me out, come and get me. But she'll be quiet after a while.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
She had her first birthday. She actually got bullied at daycare, a puppy daycare. I take her to puppy daycare. And when I picked her up yesterday, only whenever I'm gone at work all day, I don't want her kenneled. And whenever I picked her up, they were like, hey, I just want to let you know, Maggie had a little bit of an issue today. And I was like, what? She's my dog. Like, what? Just let her run around, you know? And they said, well, there's another dog that's 5 months old and not fixed yet because they don't have to until they like come into heat. And a Bichon Frise, so smaller than my dog. I have a Cavalier King Charles, and so they said it was like this big of a dog. And they said that for whatever reason hates my dog and wants to attack my dog. And my dog doesn't know what to do. She's just like, why are you trying to attack me? And they're like, your dog's not doing anything wrong. It's just this other dog. And so what we've decided to do is, and we do this sometime with dogs that don't get along, is we'll put your dog up for 30 minutes and let the other dog play and then switch them. And at first I was like, okay. I'm like, well, how often does that dog come? You know, because my dog will probably go 2 or 3 days a week and they go 7 days a week. And I'm like, so this little bitch ass dog is there every day. And I'm thinking, so I leave, and as I'm driving home, I'm like, my dog shouldn't be having to be kenneled half the time. Like, I pay for a full play day.
Right.
So that's the whole point of it. And I'm like, I don't love that. And so now next time I go up there, I'm going to have to be a crazy dog mom and be like, my dog should not be kenneled at all because it's not her doing it.
Right.
And how about I wait outside for that other dog mom and ask her why her dog's a little bitch? Just kidding. I feel like I'm taking care of my kids again in kindergarten. Make sure they're not getting bullied.
Oh my
It's a fucking dog. But I don't
Dude.
want it kenneled
Right.
half the time when I'm paying for a full day of play. It's the whole point of the dog being there.
Right. You
If I want it kenneled, I leave it
be
here. Yeah. Save myself some money.
That's annoying.
I know.
So, what listings do you have coming up?
Ooh, I have a great listing in Belton. It's live today.
Nice.
It is 5719 Redfish Court in Belton. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful 2022 home, 1,900 square feet. We got it listed at $340, and we are motivated to sell.
Awesome.
And then I also have a fantastic lease listing that is coming up, and it is on 500 East Riverside, Unit 242, Austin, Texas. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, I believe. Huge condo, great property, right in the heart of East Austin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. Love East Austin.
That's going to be $3,200, and they're handling all the HOAs, so it's just $3,200 flat unless you have a pet. They allow pets.
Nice.
And that'll be
Cats?
available. They're okay with the cat. I told them no cats.
No
I was
cats.
kidding. No, but yeah, and they're gonna be great. This is gonna be their first time being landlords, so
fun.
they're like, we don't know if we're gonna love it or hate it, and so we're trying it for a year.
Okay.
And then if they don't love it, we're gonna sell it. So
Nice.
but.
Well, hopefully we get some good tenants in there
I know.
for them.
Yeah, because they're so great. They're so kind and nice, and so those are the ones I have that are coming active quickly.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a listing coming up in La Ventana. It's going to be 1.75.
Nice.
It's beautiful, beautiful home with a mother-in-law suite, full suite with kitchen and everything.
Is it attached or?
It's attached, detached.
Okay.
It's like it's got a separate door.
Oh, nice.
But like the back of it,
That's
it's like
perfect.
all one house. Yeah, you can get to the back from the side yard.
Nice.
So it's got access from the driveway to get to the front door of that, or you can come out through the back of the house. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Got a pool. It's on about 2 acres.
Nice.
And it is like back off of the road. So when you're driving down, it's like hidden, nestled in a bunch of oak trees.
Oh, I love that.
It's beautiful. Yes. So that's going to be private exclusive. for a little bit, and then we'll hit, if it doesn't sell before, then we'll hit the market in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then I have a seller finance deal going down. It was the listing, and he wanted to just get out of it. And I was able to find him an investor to purchase the house, seller finance. So he's happy. And that, like, we didn't even make it. I took photos. I got photos taken,
Yeah.
and I found a buyer before I even launched the listing.
I
So
love that.
he was like, wait, he was like, do you think this is a good deal? It happened so fast, or do you just know people? And I was like, I know people,
Know
dude.
people.
I'm like,
That's-
I reached out to all my investors,
Yeah.
to try and get this done. It's funny, that saying where they say, you're doing too good of a job.
Yeah.
Like you're making it look easy.
We're making it
Yeah,
look too easy.
and
It
I'm
scares
like-
people sometimes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I was like, it's not a good job. But I'm not a good job. Sorry, I got sidetracked. There was a noise.
Yeah, something crashed out there. Who knows what? It's my dog.
Someone's gonna come kill us in here in a minute. So
Oh, no.
we sorry.
Literally, we can. You go ahead.
It's cool. We'll be
We'll
fine.
be fine.
If anyone kills us, it'll all be on
All
camera.
recorded.
So hopefully we'll get got. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so anyways, yeah. So I thought that was funny. I said, he goes, well, I don't know. That was like so fast. Is this a good deal? Are we giving them a good deal? Is it too good of a deal? Should we have had a different price? And I was like, honestly, like, just, no, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're both getting exactly what you wanted. Like,
Yeah.
just let's roll with it,
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was funny, his train of thought. I didn't expect it. I was expecting like, oh, hell yeah, you got it. You
Yeah.
got someone already?
Yeah.
And he was like, wait. So yeah, we ran all the numbers and did everything, and he's cool with it. But so I have 4 condos coming up for sale right off South Congress in Travis Heights. They're going to be
Yes.
for lease. Sorry, I meant lease.
Yeah.
All of them are studios. They are adorable.
I love that.
So those will be coming soon. Travis Heights, right next to that park. That's right there. Oh, freak. I forget the name of the park, but it's a park walkable with playgrounds and all kinds of beautiful parkland with benches and everything. It's
Nice.
awesome. Right behind Lucky Robot on South Congress.
Nice.
So yeah,
Those
those
are
are
great.
good. And then we just figured out. So I've had this buyer that I've been working with, and he is a really cool, quiet guy.
Nice.
He's very young, and he is crushing it in the game world. He's a gamer, and he crushes it. And I learned a few weeks ago that if you are in your room playing video games all day,
and not
it's-
making money, you're doing it wrong. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
I was like, all those parents that are like, you're gonna end up doing nothing with your life, playing video games all day. I'm like, wow, this guy is crushing it. He's got like 10 employees, and I'm just like so impressed by him. So we were trying to decide, does he want to buy? Does he want to build? Does he want an investment property? And we finally figured out where he wants to do a spec home.
Oh,
So he's going to build a AB unit spec home.
nice.
And so then I'll get to list those.
I love
And
that.
yeah. And I love that he's like super open with ideas,
Yeah.
I was like, if we build, we need to make it different. You
Yeah.
know, like I am so sick of this modern shit.
Yeah.
It's so ugly.
Yeah.
I'm so over modern shit. Like, no offense.
And he's down to it. He's like open to.
Yeah, he's down. I was like, let's make something that's gonna fit in with Austin.
Yeah.
Like the old Austin.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at like Travis Heights, Barton Creek, Bolden Creek and Zilker. Like we're
Okay.
looking in those areas. And I was like, let's like do a new spin on the Austin, the old school charmer homes.
Oh,
Like the
cute.
craftsman homes.
Yeah.
With like the big front porch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That has like the swoop roof.
I like that.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? I was like, let's make like a modern old school house.
Yeah.
And like make it like warm and inviting and
Yeah.
like make you feel like when you walk in like you don't want to leave.
Yeah. Because some of the homes are so
Stark.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just plain. They don't have
Yeah.
any character.
Yeah.
Like they're nice.
They're nice.
They're nice.
Beautiful. But
Beautiful counters, beautiful kitchens, but they all look the same.
yeah.
I'm personally kind of over it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to sell it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the end buyer. Like, why not bring character to Austin?
Yeah.
And we have talked about this before with the brownstones.
Yes.
Like, when we go to DC, I love their brownstones.
Yeah.
And it creates housing that's more affordable and more units, but they're, normal size houses. They're
Yeah.
three bedroom houses. A lot of times they have like a basement, office area.
We're gonna
that
visit
has-
some of them.
Yeah.
This when we head that way this year. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
And I just think it would be so neat to have a brownstone style, but make it Austin.
Yeah.
Like with an Austin exterior, but brown home style. And,
Yeah.
just like bring a new style to Austin architecture and Austin homes,
Yeah. Do you have a builder in mind? Are you gonna use?
Yeah, we're going to use Atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great.
Uh-huh.
We had talked about how they did like my dream home, which was kind of a Victorian home but modern.
Yes.
And I was like, that's my dream. And you're like, they did it already. I'm like, of course. Of course, someone
Yeah.
already did it.
I hope we get these one clients. They're choosing between us and another builder. So it's like, we're really hoping, they work with us. Because they want to build this amazing vision of a home that is like a industrial
Okay.
industrial Victorian,
Oh.
and they want like
So they want
exposed
exposed ventilation and
exposed
pipes.
brick and metal like framing throughout the house, like instead of wood.
yeah.
The wood panels that people beams, yeah, like metal beams, and they're like as little sheetrock as possible kind of thing.
Okay.
And so they just want to build like this really cool stuff. They want to
Is it going to be
slide.
metal? Is it going to be like what's the outside going to be?
Probably brick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know yet for sure.
Yeah.
We haven't started the architecture process. It's just all been like ideas
verbal
that we've been
spins.
talking about.
Yeah.
And but yeah, they want to slide
Fun.
inside the house
That's
that
fun.
goes from the top story to the bottom story,
Okay.
and a slide from the out balcony to the pool.
Oh, I love that.
And it's
I
all
love
it's
that.
all the mom's idea. I'm like,
That's
I
so
love this.
fun.
I was like, I would love to have you as a mom. Like,
I toured
So
a
fun.
house. It was so freaking cool. It was huge, beautiful home. It was like probably like 1.8. And we were out in Fredericksburg also for that one. And they had done the whole house like the whatever, the roof or whatever, the attic or whatever. But they made the whole house across and it had like little doors and rooms that the kids could go to. And so there was like these little round lookout holes throughout the house. Like looking into the kitchen, there was a lookout hole for the kids, and I'm like, it's so fun. And
So
so
fun.
we went up there and there were like bean bags and like, it was just like a fun kid area all around up there. And I was like,
that is so
that
cool.
is so cool.
I would love that.
I know.
Yeah.
So cool.
On the home store we just went on, there was a home that we walked that had a really cool kids playroom.
Nice.
And they had a whole, what is it? Like a closet, like a hanger shelf. What the hell are they called? Why am I going blank?
Come out closet?
Like a,
Oh, are you going about closet rod?
like a clothes hanger.
Okay.
Just like that's in the
like a zip line? What about a kid's playroom with
I've been having too much sex. My brain is
not smart anymore. It wasn't me, Mom. It was her.
Anyways, as a closing rack with just all of like the dress up dresses for the little girl.
Okay.
And like
cute.
all the shoes and just like, I don't know. Like I couldn't imagine having a big playroom like that as a kid. It would just be so cool.
That's pretty good.
That was funny.
I had a Barbie car when I was little. It was the best Barbie car in the world. It had a radio on the back. And so you could like turn it on and it'd be like and play whatever. Anyway. But I would try to sit on that and like turn on the music and be like car. But it was like a Barbie car. It was only this big. And I remember when my parents were remodeling the back of their house, it was cement slab. And so I would roller skate back there and then I'd play with my Barbie car. But I always remember it was a convertible. And so I would squish in that little thing and be like, but really I was like a giant, like the monkey from Mario Kart on the car. Anyway, that was my playroom. So I was 12. No, I'm just kidding.
I was just thinking that reminded me of the last time I went to Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Have you seen that that little horse that you put the quarters in?
Yeah.
It's like on the street. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Did you ride on that?
And my friend played Usher, My Pony.
Oh.
That's like all fun. I could think about when you were telling that story of fitting in the little.
Yeah. We have fun.
Dirty brain.
We have been doing the 75 hard.
Yeah, we're almost done.
We're almost done. These are non-alcoholic because we have not drank for almost, what do you have, like 8 days left?
No, a little longer.
A little longer. What's the day count? I try not to pay attention to it. I'm just kidding. But we're
on day 64, I believe.
Okay.
Out of 75.
Out of 75.
So
11 more. Of no alcohol, no
7, 8, 9,
no fun.
10, 11, 12, 13. 13 days.
13? Okay. What the hell? It's okay. It don't even matter anymore. But I am so excited. We are planning a day that we're gonna just eat all the things we haven't eaten.
Yeah.
Pizzas.
We need to go to
nachos, tacos.
We need to go somewhere and like go get an I'm gonna get an old fashioned. We can get some pizza.
You know? Fucking tacos.
So exciting. So excited. I'm trying to
really
think good.
I'm really proud of us.
I'm so proud of us.
And so it'll be a great day. I feel like I'm going to feel like complete shit. We need to do it on a Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, so we have Saturday and Sunday to like
recover.
Because I'm sure it's going to be traumatizing to our body.
I know. It's going to be like, what the hell are you doing?
I bet the food hurts us more than the alcohol.
Man, it's all just going to be bad.
All of it. That's okay. I can't wait.
I'm excited. And, it really was habit forming. It was so habit forming. It was great discipline. I've never held myself accountable in that realm for so long. Yeah. Like I've done 30 days or 2 weeks or whatever.
I do 30 days every year just because
it feels good. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good reset. I think it was good like in the beginning of the year too. Yeah. To like start the year off. Just freaking crushing it.
And a lot of it made
like set the tone.
There were more, and everyone does the dry January, so it made it.
Yeah, that made it a little easier.
A little bit easier. But then the second month after us talking about it, people are like, I want to join in. I want to join in. And so then that was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then now people they know. I'm like, I'll have a water.
Yeah, I know.
I'll have a water with
I'm
lime.
like, can I have a grapefruit and club soda, please?
Yeah.
The other day I went to a friend's birthday and we went out at the Domain and I said, can I have a grapefruit and club soda, please? And she just started turning around and doing Deep Eddy vodka. I was like, no. Just like the grapefruit juice. And she was like, oh, honey, we don't have that. I was like, okay, I'll have club soda, please.
Yeah.
And I have friends who are like, hey, I want to hang out, but I'm waiting till you're done with your thing. I'm like, you want to hang out with me before?
I'm like, I'm just as much fun.
I know.
And
I'm like,
I'm the exact amount of fun.
I'm just a little more extra if I have a few.
Yeah.
Still the same me.
I'm still the same me. Do you have any of the friends, and we won't say anyone's names, but do you have any friends out of your friend group where they're like a completely different person when they're drinking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% not. People would never know I'm drinking versus not because I feel like I'm pretty much the same.
Yeah,
the
you're
whole way.
pretty even keel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wild always. Just kidding. But I do have a couple people that we don't even go around anymore because I'm like, I can't babysit that bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband will not. He's like,
Right.
we're not going around that person ever again. And I'm like, ugh. I'm like, okay, because it's like 2 drinks and you're like, what the hell
Right.
is wrong with you?
Yeah. Not cool.
Yeah.
Not okay. Don't like it. Yeah, I do have a few. I have one who has an alter ego. And she's got a different name and everything, and we all tease. We're like, "Oh, she's out."
Yeah.
She's
Yikes. Yikes. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hang out with her very much either. We've kind of just gone our separate ways, but
Because it gets hard, right? Like
yeah, I don't want.
it makes anytime I've been around that, I immediately will stop drinking because then I feel like I have to babysit.
Right. No one
And
wants to babysit.
Don't get me
Nobody
wrong.
got time for that.
I'm good if like the whole group consecutively gets to the same tipsy point at the same time and then we're all like, time to go night-night, right? That's fine. But it's when one person out of the whole group all of a sudden is like falling over. You got to, and they're like cussing at the waiters and and I'm like,
terrible.
oh, don't do that, right? Like
I'm
I would
picky
never
with who I hang out with now.
Yeah,
you have to be.
you have to be because
Because
you're
you
like
can't go backwards. You can't get in trouble for someone being a dumbass.
yeah,
Like,
and it's embarrassing.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel
We're
like
too old for that.
yeah.
It's like
I'm
when
like,
you're
if you-
20 or 25, maybe it's cool, like whatever.
that you fell in the bush.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of funny, but this
not now.
this yeah yeah. I just feel like I don't want to babysit anyone. I want to have fun and I want to get rowdy to an extent, right? But I don't want to have to be like, we're about to get kicked out. That person was peeing on the side of the road. Like, I don't know, like
Right?
it's this crazy stuff that I'm like, I don't know them, because I'm literally probably the exact same as right now as when I'm, and I'll stop, right? Like I'm never like drinking until I'm like, I just want to drink and just relax a little bit. And then I kind of stop. Mm-hmm. And then I'll drink like 3 waters and then have another drink. And then, yeah.
Not great about drinking the waters, but
Oh, I got to drink the water. Or I'll have a headache.
Yeah.
I'll have a headache in the morning if I don't. You got to keep hydrated.
for sure.
Keep hydrated.
I normally don't drink at home, like
Yeah,
by
I don't.
myself.
Yeah.
And now that I live by myself, I don't know. Like maybe every now and then I'll have like a whiskey, but I like to drink with a friend.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole not drink. I've never gone this long without drinking since I started drinking.
Yeah.
Like in high school.
Yeah.
I've never gone 3 months straight with not a drop.
Yeah.
Feels amazing.
Yeah, it does. I feel like, and this always happens whenever I do the 30 day, like dry January. And then whenever February gets there and I have a drink, like it makes me feel so yucky that I am like, oh, I'm never going to drink like it. let's say 3 days a week, right? And that means I went out to eat and we had 2 margaritas, and then we came home and I didn't drink anymore.
Right.
So when I'm saying I'm drinking 3 times a day, I'm not like drinking 3 times a day, but like that would be kind of our norm, where we'd about 3 days we would go and have wine at the winery and then come home and be done, or drink at the restaurant. So, but after that I would be like, oh man, I can do this like one day.
Right.
But then eventually your body is like,
Gets
okay,
acclimated. Yeah.
now you can have a drink at that lunch and it doesn't even count. But I wonder how it's going to feel after this long of a time.
Yeah. I'm probably just going to fall right to sleep.
Yeah.
Or get super crunk. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
go either way. If it's a lunch, maybe. I found that I can't drink during the day. Like if it's a lunch,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like I will want to take a nap even though I can't.
Yeah.
Like I'll get super tired. But
Yeah.
if I have a cocktail in the evening,
Yeah.
it doesn't make me do that. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like a spike in your sugars,
I
you
think
know,
it's
because the
something
alcohol
like that.
sugar, and then
Makes me
Is it
crash
if-
or something.
if your sugars are high, you get tired, or is it if they get low?
Honestly, I don't know.
I know. I bet it's something with the
Who's
sugars.
the health person out there that
Let
knows
us know.
how glucose and sugar works? You know, I would love to have a health person on here.
I would
Because you know
love
what?
that.
That's the hardest part, right? So that's one thing about 75 hard that I loved was there no sugar. You can have fruit sugar, like anything from natural food, like any kind of fruit,
No cake.
but like no cake. I haven't been eating bread because that turns into sugar.
Yeah.
But I'm eating like rice and stuff for carbs, but just
Yeah.
not a lot of bread. And so a huge difference. I feel like a huge difference in my body. And I feel like, you know, so many people are trying to do like all these crazy diets and like all this stuff. And like
We
really,
made it really simple.
it's
Just sugar.
really just sugar and alcohol, cutting it out and just eating real foods
No-
with no processed
No
foods.
processed foods. If it's in a bag or
Yeah.
it's in a package.
Or like a cracker or a chip or a
Yeah.
fast food or anything like that. Just cut it all out. Just meat, vegetables, fruit, and yogurts and,
Yeah.
you know, cottage cheese and like real foods, whole foods,
Yeah.
no sugar, alcohol, and work out at least once a day.
Yeah.
You're going to drop weight.
Yeah. From
You're
the
gonna
whole
drop weight.
process, I lost 17 pounds.
17 pounds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I still have some to lose,
Amazing.
but it was 17.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know.
Dude.
Thanks.
Fuck yeah.
I know. And so hopefully I don't gain it all directly back. The second I
We
can
gotta-
eat some shit, I'm like, oh no.
Honestly, I've been thinking about that. I lost weight too, but I didn't lose very much. But I
you're,
started
like,
gaining.
Don't have
Yeah,
any to
it was
lose.
literally just like water weight.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of water weight
Yeah.
here and like here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely feel like my
Yeah.
face, because I gain, it's like I'll gain in my face first, and it's probably water, like you're saying. Where
Yeah,
I'm,
it's
big
like
and
that
puffy.
alcohol, sugar, puffy, like inflamed stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's so. I mean, if you want a diet that works, 75 hard, just commit for
Yeah.
75 days, and it will.
And it goes by fast.
It goes by pretty fast. In the beginning, I thought it was never gonna end, but.
You're like,
But like
"Fuck."
halfway, I was like, oh, we're halfway. Like, wow, like already a week's gone by. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then now I looked at my calendar last night and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
almost done.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to be like that last
Few
I think,
days.
5 or whatever, where
Ooh-wee.
it's the last row. We're on like the last 2 rows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the last freaking 2 rows. I know. It's
know.
so exciting. So I would love to have like a health person come on because I know that's something like diet, and I want to know the glucose thing. Like I don't understand sugar spikes and like needing sugar to, you know, and
To,
like because I definitely, and I think women, I feel like it hits us different
Yep.
and harder because I know a lot of women who have and maybe it's hormones, but that has to do with the glucose, and
Yeah.
I don't even know anything
Yeah.
about it. But I mean, and I can say that being on the 75 hard, I've had hardly any days where I felt like tired.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like where I just really need to take a nap, or if I'm driving, I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep.
Normally like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
It would be like time to take a nap, and I would pull over. Don't This scares my family, but I would like pull over anywhere and be like, power nap. I put my sunglasses on so people think I'm awake, and I'm like, power nap for 30 minutes. But like it's that, or I'm gonna fall asleep while I'm talking to a client. Because look at this
Driving.
house. Look at this house. You go ahead. So,
Dude,
anyway.
yes. I mean, it's done wonders. So we can't recommend it enough. Just if you want to try no drinking, or try and lose weight, or try and form a habit, like do the other thing you want to do along with it, and like add it on to your 75 hard,
section.
Like no one knows but you. You're the one holding yourself accountable. So it was awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Also a little excited for it to be done.
Yeah, me too.
So I can like check it off, like did it.
Yeah. I know. I really would just love, I don't know how many times like my roommate, ordered pizza, and I was just like, it's like, oh my God, I want some pizza. Or they had ice cream or something, and I was just like, my mouth was just like salivating. I'm like, give me that. I made homemade ice cream though, with cottage cheese.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you get cottage cheese, dates, maple syrup.
Okay.
And you put it in a blender, and then you put it in the freezer, and it's like, it tastes like caramel ice cream.
Ooh, that sounds good. I love dates.
Yeah.
Have you seen the thing where they do like they take the seed out, the date, and then they put like a little peanut butter inside it, and then they dip it in like chocolate shell?
Oh, damn.
And it's supposed to be like a Snickers.
Oh.
Like a healthy Snickers.
Oh,
because you can do
that.
the chocolate bark that doesn't have like the sweetener. You know what I mean? You can do like where it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. That's what I've heard. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm going to try that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, we crushed. We're almost done. Yeah, I'm excited to have a whiskey on our podcast again.
I know.
Or whatever cocktail.
You're like, I'm going to have whiskey.
I ain't going to have whiskey.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
what else? I think
we're pretty much
for today.
Done. Yeah. I just wanted to say on the topic of our FAFO era that, if you're in a career or starting, like just keep going. Just keep going, filter past those doubts, and just be yourself,
Being your authentic self is what
it's so
people
important.
want.
It's what people want. And, we want to work with clients that are down to earth and easygoing and, from all backgrounds and cool. We just, we want to work with
helping
that.
everyone.
And so, if you want to work with us, we're down to earth. We're silly but smart.
And
even know how to
though
negotiate.
We've had the SEX, we're still smart.
We're still smart. So I mean, just keep going if you're in a business that is new to you, or you want to try and endeavor. Like, just start it, just do it, and just be yourself. And feel free to reach out to us with any questions, real estate related or not, like just business questions. We'd be happy to walk you through or give you some, extra oomph.
Yeah.
Because you fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Got to do it,
Gotta do it.
That's it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
All right. Y'all
All
have
right.
a great
Till
day.
next time.